Our story last took place when Bardock has just defeated Cooler and King Cold, achieving Super Saiyan 2. But now, it has been 3 years since the events of King Cold and Cooler, and Bardock, the king of the Saiyans, wants to change the way Saiyans are. They will now be protectors and peaceful fighters, fighting for peace, so a monster like Frieza would never happen again. The Saiyans quickly were shipped out to hunt down the remaining Frieza and King Cold and Cooler Empire, taking their squadrons of the universe, as Bardock leaves Tora on the east part of the universe with thousands of Saiyans, for another Saiyan Empire of that squadron, as Bardock has given the north to Raditz, the south to Vegeta, then the west for Fasha, to the rulers of that planet will be their own planet to bring peace and both. As Bardock was now more hidden, he never liked the role, as he was secretly the ruler of the Saiyan Empire. He just doesn't want all that attention on him. But Gine would stay along his side, as Bardock strived to make the universe a better place for all. But most think there was only kings and queens for the parts of the universe, as nobody knew really about Bardock any. That's how secretive Bardock has become. He's just disappeared to normal people. But the only people who truly know where he is are high elite Saiyans and the kings and queen, Vegeta and such. His only concern was Vegeta, as he kept tabs on all of them. Vegeta has a high pride and ego, makes him a little bit dangerous, but with Frieza gone and himself free, Vegeta has calmed down a little. At this time, power level wise, I will just put each ruler for each power level that they are. Base. Bardock's base is around 60 million. Fasha is around 10 million. Tora is around 14. Raditz is around 5 to 6 million. And Vegeta is around 27 million to 30. Now, each of them all have Super Saiyan, as Bardock helped them all achieve it, because Bardock wants to make sure that they can take down any threat that is in their way. Now, Bardock could easily help them, as it's been 3 years, and Bardock has now at this point mastered Super Saiyan and has a really good mastery of Super Saiyan 2 at this point, training in it all the time. Now, at this point, Bardock was trying to see if there was something even past his current form. Was there something past Super Saiyan 2? As he tried training, which didn't really change anything, he thought about maybe his Great Ape form, as it is stated to be the potential of a Saiyan's greatest power. He already can't control it. Maybe he should try going Super Saiyan on top of the Great Ape to see what happens, if that is possible. Since Bardock loved to explore and learn all that he can, anything to help him, he will do. That is something for later though. As a small ship lands, a odd-looking person walks up to him, explaining himself as Jacko, an elite galactic patrol member. As Bardock has heard of them before, Jacko sends to pay respect from the galactic patrol for what the Saiyans are doing and for him stopping Frieza and Major Thor on their side. He came to Bardock for some help. They found that a being named Bojack has been causing massive issues, and his power is that higher than even Cooler. Was he and his whole squad with him, as Bardock would think it through. He will choose to help them as he leaves with them. He would soon arrive at the thriving planet now laid waste and ruin. As Jacko would comment, "They just got done picking this planet, such savages." Bardock can sense the group and their energies are extremely high. He knows this would be a major problem. As Bardock would jump out of the ship, Jacko comically would stay back, making excuses as he was terrified. Bardock would just brush it off and tell him to stay here. As Bardock would soon find Bojack's group, they just laugh at him, saying that a Saiyan should not even be here. But they have heard of him. Bojack sends his goons after Bardock, as he fights them one-on-one. They prove very troublesome, very troublesome. As Bardock was soon very much overwhelmed, Bardock would then have no choice but to turn into Super Saiyan. He was able to then defeat 2 of them. But last was Bojack and Zangaya. As Bardock having tired of this, he would then charge, bursting into Super Saiyan 2. Bojack just smirked. He was then on the fight, as Bardock fares actually pretty well, until Bojack explains he was holding back his entire time. His true power lay dormant, as then Bojack charges up. His muscles grow longer and the top of his jacket was ripped off. His power was extremely high. As they fight, Bardock would have 0 chance in this fight. But now at this time, what would happen is Bardock would then be on the ground, laid defeated. There's no way that he can defeat Bojack now at full power. Right before Bojack was going to finish him off, Bardock then saw Vegeta saving his life. As Vegeta heard of Bardock leaving to go fight these Bojack issue, as Vegeta has heard about them before, there's no way that Vegeta's going to turn this down and let Bardock have all the fun for himself. As Vegeta would then burst into Super Saiyan, he would very cocky-wise go and fight Bojack. but everybody knows how this would go. Vegeta easily gets dispatched and defeated, as Bardock has one more idea, and this might be a long shot, as he was now in his base form. He needs to try it, as he has nothing to lose, as there's no other way to defeat him. Bardock would then form an artificial moon, as Vegeta was being demolished by Bojack, being stomped on. Very similar to how Broly defeated on Goku in the first Broly movie, as then Bardock would throw the artificial moon. He would look at it, transforming into a Great Ape. As Bojack would then see this, wondering what this monster was, and then Bardock would then start having a golden aura surround him as he was turning, and Bardock became a golden Great Ape. Now, Bardock has already had control of the Great Ape form, because if you remember, in GT, Goku never really used the Great Ape form, only when he was a kid, so he was completely crazy until Pan was able to calm him down, and then even Vegeta was out of control for just a tiny bit. He was then able to control it, as Vegeta has already trained in that form. He just hasn't used it in about 30 some years. But Bardock knows how to use this form, as it's still good to him. Bardock would then have full control, and then Bardock would now at this point know he has to push his limits, and Bardock would now start shrinking. Instantly shrinks down to his normal size. Bardock looks very different, and his power was terrifying. Bardock became a Super Saiyan 4. But to them in Vegeta, it's like a Super Saiyan 3 or something. They don't truly know what it was. Not even Bardock knew what this was. But Bardock knew that this made his Super Saiyan 2 look like a joke. In terms of multipliers, we can never truly know how powerful Super Saiyan 4 is, but we can just go off of a limb and say that Super Saiyan 4 is at least 10 times stronger than Super Saiyan 3, putting the multiplier to around 4,000. So, if you add the multiplier with Bardock's power level, which is around 50 to 60 million, I'm gonna go off the limit, say 60 million, then that would give him a power level of around 240 billion. He's almost around very early Majin Buu or late Cell Saga level at this point. Bardock would then look at Bojack, and he would look at this power. Bardock would then smirk, as the fun was now just beginning. Bardock was gonna, of course, keep Bojack alive for a little bit, as he could at this point kill him in one blast if he truly wanted to. Bardock wants to enjoy, and Bardock also wants to explore what this is. As Bardock would say himself, Bardock doesn't even know his own strength anymore. Bojack would then not know what it is. He would think it's just some silly furry form. He would then charge a powerful attack and throw it at Bardock, as it would hit Bardock head on, creating a massive crater. Bardock would just stand there with no damage, not even flinching. As then Bardock would appear suddenly right in front of Bojack and deliver a powerful gut punch, making Bojack spit saliva and blood everywhere. And then he would kick him away, and then he would kneel down to Vegeta and say if he's alright. As Vegeta, with anger in him, would then see that Bardock saying, "What the hell have you become?" And Bardock is like, "I do believe that this is maybe the next level. I don't know what this is." Now, obviously, Vegeta would be a bit pissed because he thought that he was starting to catch up to Bardock, and then bam, Bardock just shoots another level past him. Very annoying. But Vegeta swallows his pride, as that's not worrisome right now. Bojack is the worry. Now, Bojack at this point would then send Zengaya right after Bardock, but Zengaya would then run away, because there's no defeating him. As Bojack would then shoot a blast to kill Zengaya, Bardock would then smack it away with ease, telling her to just get out of here, but she would obviously just hide a little bit away, watching in shock. As then, Bojack would then charge up a final attack, Bardock shooting a massive beam. Bardock would walk through the beam, like it's not even phasing him, like he's walking through normal. He would then punch right through Bojack's stomach, and then explode a ki blast inside of him, killing him, vaporizing him off the thin face of the earth. As Bardock would then appear next to Zengaya, she would be very terrified as how easily he defeated Bojack. Bardock would then tell her to leave and to never do evil deeds again. This is her only chance, as she would easily comply and then fly off in the spaceship. Now Bardock, at this point, would get Vegeta, and then they would take them back to Vegeta's planet. Basically, I guess Planet Vegeta is what he would probably call it. I don't know if the original Saiyan planet be like Planet Bardock or something. I don't know. So imagine it's like Planet Vegeta 2 or something. Now, at this point, Vegeta would then be put in a healing chamber. Bardock would still be in Super Saiyan 4. He doesn't know how to change out of it. And remember, the stamina is extremely good on Super Saiyan 4. It's really difficult, but Bardock would then shortly afterwards drop out of the form, and he would be exhausted. He would then be put in the healing chamber as well, next to Vegeta, and then Bardock would sooner or later exit the healing chamber, and then he would head back to his own private planet with Gene. Bardock would then want to explore this power. As remember, once when I guess you get Super Saiyan 4, you can now naturally turn into it, because very similar to what happened with Goku in GT, he unlocked it, and then now he was kind of easily able to access it and transform into it. But Bardock, but I do think it would take some training to figure it out, which is what I think Bardock would do. Bardock assumes that this is like Super Saiyan 3, as maybe his theory was right, that this is Super Saiyan 3, but in reality, it's Super Saiyan 4. He skipped a level. So then, as peace was brought once again, Jacko would then give his regards to Bardock, shake his hand, and say that the Galactic Patrol might need to begin, and they might need to work together. Bardock would then comply, saying that Jacko was very brave today. And Jacko, of course, would want to take a picture with him, so then he can show that he hang out with a very powerful warrior, as we all know how Jacko is with his little camera. And then that is the end. What if Bardock turns Super Saiyan Part 3. I hope you guys enjoyed the next. So, the next chapter will be Bardock, after a time skip, meeting his son, as Goku is now a full-grown man. Now, if you guys want to know, Goku's story goes the exact same way, as none of the Saiyans went to that planet. The only thing that has really changed now is Raditz hasn't appeared. Goku will not be fighting no Frieza, no Ginyu Force, no nothing like that. He won't have his legendary battle with Vegeta yet, but Raditz would then be sent to the planet first to go get Goku, and then of course Gene and Bardock would want to go see their son. But that's all I'm gonna say, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys want to see more, comment down below, make sure to like and subscribe, and be ready for other what ifs, and I will talk to you guys later.